Okay, we've designed our truss. We've exported the nodes to Cura. The file has gone off to the 3D printer. It's going to take about, well, somewhere between 6 hours and a day to print. And now we've got a little bit of time left to kill, and we want to make our building process go a bit smoother. So we're going to come along and we're going to create a couple of two-dimensional reference drawings that we can print out on a piece of paper to have sitting in front of us. These will also give us an idea how long we should be cutting the individual nodes. So you can kind of get started on that and maybe have them ready to go while things are printing. Now, in our challenge, you won't be able to do that. You'll just get your nodes and a bunch of raw bamboo barbecue skewers, and you'll have to put them together and hot glue them and cut them to length, but you can bring in a printout. Okay, so how do we go about creating this lovely printout? Well, it starts from this lovely model that you've created. And this has been saved. You've exported everything. We're going to make sure that we've got our where are we here? Our bodies, we've got our truss turned on and all of our nodes turned on. You could technically turn off the truss part. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but anyway, this is going to look great right here. And we are going to come from design right here. And we are going to go to the drawing environment. And we're going to tell it we want a new drawing from our design. Okay, and it highlights everything in here, and we don't want the, oh, why is that last outside nodes on? Cancel that. I've got one node turned off right here. I must have forgot to turn it on after we did our export. Make sure you've got all your nodes turned on there. Okay, and then in design, drawing from design, comes right over here. We want to see the full assembly, and we're going to, well, we'll do the manual drawing from design. Tell it the sheet size that you want. Now, if you're printing this out on a standard 8.5 by 11 printer, choose A4. And this will probably work best in the landscape format. Other drawings would work well in portrait. And we're just going to say, okay. And here we go. And now this should pop over to a window like this. Sometimes takes a minute for it to come up. And it says place base view. But before we do that, you can see the scale there is really, really tiny. I find my truss sort of fits on this size of paper at about a 1:5 scale. So if you come over here and change this to 1:5, that should fit onto your sheet of paper really nicely. And this will be your top view right here. Now you can choose your orientation right here. We designed this from the top, so let's choose the top as our view, and you can place it right here. Now we can take other views of it once we've got the base view in there, but that's looking pretty good right there. So I'm going to place the base view right there. Um, and let's just turn on, we want to make sure we mark our round cuts and our holes and round extrudes, all with automated center marks. And there we go. We now have a truss marked in there. You can see the hidden lines and the center lines for our lines. And if you come right in here, you'll see that all of those center lines for the pipes end up meeting at a point right here, which means that we can come in here and we can come to dimensions, and we want to create some aligned dimensions. And you might have to zoom in right here to get this point exactly, but then you can come down here and you can pick that point exactly, and that says that you're going to need a piece that's going to be 518.7 to go right in there. Now that's longer than our longest 300 millimeter or 290 or 288, whatever millimeter long truss. That's why we've got a joint in the middle, so you can take two trusses, or sorry, two, two skinny skewers, butt them together into this piece right here, and then cut it to 518.7. Now you might not want to go quite right out to the end there, because you are going to have some intersection right here, and you can either manually figure out that offset and say just take a centimeter off each piece when you do your cutting, or you can actually come in here and now that you see how this is all being done, you can figure out how you want to put your specific dimensions in there. So anyway, you can come in here and again, that's just dimensions, and align dimension. Zoom in until you can see the cross points. And there you go. And you can carry on with that. And tell you what, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to hit pause so you don't have to watch me do it all. There we go. Make sure I'm recording again here. Sometimes I've messed up on that. And where's my time counter? Ah, there we go. Yes, I'm recording. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we can come in here and we've got this all showing right in here. So what we want to do now is you've got a top view that you'll want to see. So we'll take a projected view. So come up here for projected view and select the parent view. That's that view right there. And depending where you place it, you can get the front view. You can even get an isometric up in that corner or down in that corner. But we're just going to put a top view right in here and say OK. And now you can come in here, and if you want to dimension these lines and these lines right here, then you'll have some references on that. Okay, so again, dimensions, and aligned is going to work as well because most of these will be vertical or horizontal. You could use linear, but for the ones in the middle, I find aligned. Come right in here. That is a busy line right there. Seeing where everything is going to be. Follow that line right through until it meets the other line coming down. And there is a point where that's going to be 270 millimeters. I think all of these should be approximately the same. Again, if you're drawing that line in there, it should follow the center line pretty well. We must have done something when we were building it where I bumped one of the middle nodes just slightly out of place. Follow that middle line right down until it intersects the center line coming over from right here. Ooh, that's a tricky one. Where does that come in? I think that comes in right about there. Yes, because you can see there's that dimension coming over to this side. And what we're measuring aligns with what we want to measure. There we go. You don't need to measure these ones, of course, because they're already dimensioned in that view. It's good dimensioning practice to not dimension something twice. I haven't necessarily been following entirely good dimensioning practice in this little video. I've been putting my markings on the objects. There we go. I think that's got that all put right into there. It seems to be looking okay. And then if you want, you can actually do another projected view. You can come in here, you can take this view. You saw that with that view. If I come over here, I'm just going to say OK for now. Now that view is too big to fit on the page, but if I right click on it and let's see, I go edit view, this window comes up right here, and this one I'll knock down to 1 to 20 in style. That was just a right click to do that. And now I can drag that and put that view window right in there. So you got a little picture of what it's going to look like. Maybe it didn't have to be quite that small. Anyway, there you go. If you have a like massive printer, you could print this out to full scale, I guess. But you've got a drawing right here. Save that drawing. YouTube demo dress drawing 2, because I've already done one like that. And then it's easy enough. You just come up here, File, Print, or you can also export to PDF. And we'll continue. I don't know why I'm getting that, but it's got the correct dimension in there. And my print window should be popping up in here somewhere. I wonder if it's on my other screen. Total There we go. I just had to hit continue a couple times. And there's all your printer options right in there. If you want, usually there's a Microsoft print to PDF type option, so you can send it off to a PDF file. This one looks like it's a little off center. There should be a way to align that just a little bit better on the sheet. Print range, print preview, paper size, letter orientation, landscape. Anyway, that's going to do for what you need. There is a way to get that lined up, but I'm not going to dig into it a lot right now. Just hit print and you've got your paper reference ready to go. Now at BCIT, if you're doing this from one of our computer labs, you will have to use the pay print service to get this out. And that means you'll have to use your student card. You put a little bit of cash on it. I think you can do it online, but you can definitely do it at the library. And that's just to make sure that people don't go too crazy on the printing. All right, there you go. That's going to be your reference for assembling this. I think with that, everything's done except assembling and testing the truss. Good luck with the hot glue.